Hi, welcome back to Tao Twang. I'm Dave. So I wanted to do a kind of quick piece today on counting and different kinds of note values, the time values of notes. And maybe this will help some of you with when you're looking at tablature and stuff. But also just even if you're not using it to, visually interpret some written information, it helps just as internally, right? That we're counting and thinking about what kind of cadence we're using in our improvisation. And that'll make a little more sense after we go through a couple of the nuts and bolts here. So everything that is included in this lesson is in four, which means that each measure has 4 beats. So if you're counting, say if we were going, and we were in 4, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's just an example. That's not what we're going to do. But hopefully that makes sense. So not all music's in 4. Some in 3 and 6 and odd numbers also. A lot of popular music is in 4, right? So it makes sense to use that time signature, it's called, for this lesson. What I have over here is a metronome, a click. It's at 60 beats per minute. You don't have to know that, but if you want to know, or that seems like a sensible place to set your metronome for practicing or something. And then I've got these slides. Let's just put up the first one and kind of go for it here. Oh, the other thing is this, I'm using the C major scale down here, starting on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, just because it's sort of a generic universal thing to do, the C major scale, so that's not what we're practicing. But you got to put something into these programs that write out the tab, right? So the part we're interested in here really is the rhythmic part, okay? I'm letting that click just play right there, so we just get that feel. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the first example here is quarter notes. And let me just demonstrate, and it's pretty straightforward on the quarter notes. There's one note, and it's right on each beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I just have the first 4 notes, or the first measure, showing on that diagram, right? If you don't want to play the scale, or that's distracting you from the counting, then just stay on like the one note and count it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, each one of these slides, let me put the next one up while our click's still playing. The next one is 8th notes. And as you can see, there's 2 notes being struck for each beat. The beat will always be its number when you're saying it out loud. And I do encourage you to speak this out loud at first when you practice, because it's just a good way to really learn it. Start counting before you start playing. And then each one of these slides where it says phonetic and points to like some syllables, that's how you can count it out loud. Here's the example for 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so there's 2 notes per beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Make sense? Okay, hopefully so. If you need to watch this video and then, okay, well, let me watch it again. And, don't always, worry if 100% of everything makes sense all at once. So, as you can probably predict, well, wait a minute, that was twice as many notes in that one as there was per measure than the quarter notes. 8th, 16th. Okay, so here's our 16ths. Now, starts moving pretty quick when we strike 4 notes in the space of each one of those beats, right? The phonetic for this one is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay. Again, I'm just going all the way up that scale, even though the slide just shows the first couple notes, right? But whatever note or sequence of notes we're on, the counting is the same. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay? Let me turn that off because I don't want to agitate you too much with that click. But that's what practicing your rhythm in your single note playing is like, right? You don't have to do this all day every day. In fact, you'd be better off if you didn't do some other stuff. But for 5 or 10 minutes a day, yeah, that's going to help you a lot because you and be real patient. Even if you're just playing quarter notes or eighth notes, it's not just, I can do that and I'm just going to move on. It's the benefit of it is really settling into that and letting your body almost be playing without thinking, right? But to get there, you got to, do some counting and stuff. Take a breath. So you got your quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16ths, right? Now, so far, we're not doing a very exciting thing with our melody, right? We're just kind of playing that major scale and doing single notes and stuff. So I got one more rhythm for you, and then we're going to move this up into a scale that we're familiar with, hopefully. If not, that's okay. But it's the A minor pentatonic scale. So we're going to put this right into our business of improvisation, right? We're going to practice these counting skills and being diverse and switching around to different feels of counts, but also doing something that's melodically interesting, okay? That's really starting to put it together for improvising in general. So the last one, I wasn't going to do this one, but I know y'all can do it, and it's such a cool one that it just wouldn't be right not to include this. So it's triplets. So all the ones we've done so far had an even number, 2, 4, 8, 16. They were all just kind of being divided by 2 over and over, right? The triplets have 3 notes per beat. Okay? So there's a completely different feel to it. So let's put our click on. Now, there's 2 phonetics that I'm very familiar with out there in the world for this. One of them is triplet, 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 triplet. Triplet, 4, and... Okay. The other is sometimes I'll hear it counted like 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay? Either way. When I was in band, I played the French horn. It didn't stick near as long as the guitar has. But I was taught triplet, from the very beginning. So you just remember stuff like that. The important part is it's that feeling of three. Now, this is so good and useful in rock and blues. It doesn't matter if it's Hound Dog Taylor or Steve Vai. I mean, that moving back and forth from one of the binary, kind of 2, 4, and 8 feels, switching that off, weaving that in and out of going to threes sometimes and stuff. It's just a really a foundational part of rock guitar playing. So I'm not going to do a whole bunch of demonstrations right now because we really want you to put in the time on this and keep it pretty simple. But just to make it fun, let's get it up here where we're using a scale rather than just, we were using that C major scale, but something a little more interesting, like a bluesy minor pentatonic scale. And I guess we can leave the click on. I've got just an A minor chord is all that is. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. You can still do some little bends and stuff, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? Do some eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, sorry, my singing's not tuned that well, is it? That makes sense? 16ths. Remember to try to start counting before you start playing. That's going to help you. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay? You don't have to do all that traveling, at first. Repeat notes from the 16ths, Then I did some 8s. And 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Right? So I'm doing that last little piece, I was doing some quarters, 8ths, and some 16ths. Now, triplet. Okay? I might have done a couple eighth notes mixed in there or something. But, let yourself go after a while. Now, I realize that I just laid a bunch of information on you. Don't worry if it's a little fuzzy. Go back. Here's your routine. review each one of those slides. Use a metronome if you can. Sometimes you can just get them on your phone now. Just go download a free metronome and put that sucker on 60 beats per minute or something, and go through each one of those. Use whatever notes you want. Pick it however you want. But really zone out. Really get into that evenness of it, right? And use the phonetics, the little counting syllables that I have there. That's really going to help you. And if you do that verbally, it's the best way to integrate it physically, learning it. Then, when you feel like you're ready, get into something that you've been working on. Oh, but I've got my blues scale up here, or whether it's another key or whatever. Get you a little chord loop or something to jam with, and have some fun. And let me know how this goes, because I think we need. I feel like we need to have some more lessons that deal with timing. I think a lot of things that you run into these days are so much interest in just like, well, here's the licks and here's the tab and that that's great. I love that stuff. Most of the channels that I follow myself use a lot of written out tab and stuff. On this channel, it's really about presenting a basic skill and then having you integrate that into your playing at whatever level you are. And sometimes it's not fair, or it doesn't make sense to kind of put these smoke and licks out there that they know you're going to love, but without really presenting the skills that would scaffold you up to being ready to do that physically, right? And so that's why how this channel comes in. It's sort of a more of a developmental stages, model for learning guitar or something. And then you can go off and have some fun, just the 5 nastiest licks, on the planet or whatever. I love that stuff. It's really fun. So this is kind of your more of a classroom setting type of thing, But hopefully this helps you. Let me know. Thank you again for just letting me be part of your whole process of learning and enjoying music. And I really enjoy it, and I'm grateful to you. Okay, till next time. Thank you.